This is the Champion Power Equipment 4500-watt wireless remote start RV-ready portable inverter generator, sitting right in front of me. It's got this sturdy, modern-looking build, mostly steel and tough plastic, painted up in Champion's familiar black and yellow colors, with co-shield splashed across the side. Compact than some traditional generators, it actually looks somewhat streamlined, almost like a chunky piece of luggage. There are two durable wheels at the base and a strong front handle that folds down, which means you can tip and roll it like a suitcase instead of awkwardly carrying the whole 101 pounds. Let me tell you, that makes a difference when you're trying to get it from the garage to the RV or over to a camping spot. From my experience, when I first saw this generator at Costco, I was a bit unsure because of the price tag and the weight. Lifting this thing without the wheels would not be easy, and honestly, I wondered if I was overthinking just how much wattage I'd need for camping or emergencies at home. Unboxing it, I appreciated that most of the assembly was already handled. Just had to add the wheels, plug in the battery, and pour in the included oil. That's it. I didn't get lost in the manual or worry about finding parts. The overall setup was straightforward. Even if you're not an engine expert, the remote start, in my opinion, might be the feature I use the most. You get this little wireless fob that lets you start and stop the generator from up to 80 feet away. It felt kind of strange at first, cranking up a big generator by just pressing a button from inside my camper or my shed. But once you get used to it, you really don't want to go back. For anyone who has ever battled with a pull cord starter on older generators, you understand why I consider this a big win. Let's talk power. This thing puts out 4,500 starting watts and 3,500 running watts. Just in case you're new to generators, starting watts means the highest level of surge power it can provide to help heavy appliances like air conditioners or fridges kick on. Running watts is what it delivers continuously after that initial surge. For my typical camping trips, that's more than enough. I've plugged in my RV's 13,500 BTU air conditioner, microwave, and some smaller appliances all at once without hitting the limit, and the generator handled it without even a hiccup. The sound level was probably my biggest personal concern before buying, because I didn't want to ruin the quiet of an evening camping just because I needed power. Champion claims it runs around 61 dB, which is about as loud as a regular conversation. That sounded pretty ambitious, and I didn't fully believe it until I actually heard it running from a distance of 20 feet. It's much quieter than any traditional open-frame generator I've used. You can hold a conversation nearby without shouting, and I didn't get any complaints from other campers. In economy mode, which basically means it throttles down when you aren't drawing a lot of power, it gets even quieter and sips fuel instead of gulping it. Speaking of fuel, the tank holds a little over 2 gallons, and I get about 13 or 14 hours running time on lighter loads before I have to refuel. I usually only need to fill up once for a long weekend trip. Fuel efficiency was another thing I really wanted, and I've been pretty satisfied, especially with gas prices these days. Monitoring what's going on is simple for me, even as someone who isn't a technical expert. There's a digital display called the IntelliGauge that cycles through voltage, frequency, and runtime hours. That makes it easy to see at a glance if I'm close to the limits or need maintenance soon. There are clearly labeled indicator lights for the outlets too, so I always know if everything's plugged in and working correctly. I appreciate how flexible the outlets are. There's a 30-amp plug for RVs, regular household outlets, a 12-volt carport, and even a USB adapter. I've used it to keep phones, laptops, and tablets charged at the campground with no problems. The power output is what they call clean. That's less than 3% total harmonic distortion, which is safe for sensitive electronics like laptops or TVs. If that's confusing, it just means you won't risk frying anything fancy you plug in. One of my worries before purchase was whether this unit would fit under my truck's tonneau cover for storage and transport, and it actually slides right in. I don't have to rearrange my whole setup to bring it along for trips or emergency backup use at home. The co-shield feature is another thing that helps me breathe easier, no pun intended. It's an automatic carbon monoxide detector and shutoff. If unsafe levels of CO build up near the generator, say if you accidentally place it too close to a building or window, it will automatically cut the engine. Everyone's heard those stories about carbon monoxide, so knowing the machine is looking out for that makes me more comfortable running it outside, especially during storms or when I'm tired. Of course, you should still always use it outdoors, far away from living spaces, but having a backup safety net is huge. I mentioned weight before, and I do admit that it's still something to consider. While the handle and wheels make rolling it around simple, lifting this into a truck bed or onto a shelf is a job for two people. If you plan to move it often and aren't comfortable with heavier equipment, you should keep that in mind. What about maintenance? The access panels don't need any tools, and there's a drain tube for quick oil changes, which makes keeping it in good condition less of a chore. Champion includes a decent funnel and some starter oil, which helped save a trip to the store right out of the box. So who is this generator perfect for? From my experience, it's ideal if you want backup power for an entire weekend camping trip, or you need something reliable at home for outages that won't wake up the whole neighborhood. I'd recommend this for anyone with a travel trailer or RV, folks who run outdoor events, or just want to be ready in case of emergencies. The price point is reasonable, especially when you consider the Costco warranty and the performance you're getting. I haven't had any major issues with it, and over a couple years of use, it's held up well against bigger generator brands, some costing much more. For someone just getting started with generators, a quick review. There are some simple settings on the dial. Start, run, that's when it's actually generating power, eco mode for quiet and efficient running, and off. You don't have to deal with confusing levers or old school choke setups. Just move the dial and press the remote. In conclusion, the Champion Power Equipment 4500-watt wireless remote start RV-ready portable inverter generator with quiet technology and co-shield is, from my hands-on use, a dependable, quiet, and user-friendly choice. It delivers stable power, decent fuel economy, plenty of outlets, and built-in safety without a steep learning curve. There's a little muscle needed to move it, but otherwise I think it covers all the key features I could want in a portable generator: remote start, quiet operation, easily readable info, and solid support. I've gotten a lot of peace of mind knowing it's ready to go, both for everyday adventures and the occasional emergency. To learn more about the Champion Power Equipment 4500-watt wireless remote start RV-ready portable inverter generator, please check the comments section. Thank you for watching.